So let's take a look at what we have here. This body has seen better days. It is ripped here. It's destroyed here. It's a bit of a mess. I'm not really sure that we can actually repair this guy and get it back to running condition, but we don't have to. So at some point, I don't know when, I picked this up. This is a complete replacement body kit for the Porsche 959. It's got the drivers, it's got the stickers, it's got the headlights, it's got the housings for the LEDs, it's got the rearview mirrors, it's got everything. I checked, the last one I saw on eBay, this thing was going for like 600 bucks. So I am so excited that we have that. So once we get this car up and running, we are going to do a complete video on finishing the body and the drivers, and we are going to make this body look as realistic and as factory perfect vintage as we can. We are going to go full box art with this guy. And in the meantime, we still have this body, which is seen better days, but is serviceable, and we are going to use this one to drive around. We'll take the we'll probably take the lights out of this guy because it's still got the working lights in there. We'll see if they still work, and we'll put it on the new body. But in the meantime, we are going to keep this as our bash body because we are going to drive this. We are not just going to make this and make it a shelf queen and put it together. We are going to take this thing, we are going to take it outside, we are going to get it running, and we are going to see what it can do and how it can maybe hold up to some of our more modern cars. Put the body aside, and our little men here, we still have our drivers here. If you take a look at the drivers, we've got the stickers in there, they've got their little map. Pretty well done. I guess we used satin finish, not gloss paint, but you know, not a terrible job for high school John to finish this car. But let's take a look at the car itself. Let's move the battery and the charger out of the way. We are not going to mess with these guys. We'll dispose of this battery properly, and you know, the charger can go into the vintage pile of charger stuff. And I got these parts. Yeah, these are definitely body mounts, and it looks like the metal pieces, at least one of them that you need to mount the lights. I don't see the second. If you look in here, that metal piece is what holds the lights, so I don't know if we've got a second one of these, but this looks like most of the pieces you need to hold the lights. We'll put this guy in here, not sure where he goes. Let's put him off to the side. And let's take a look at the car itself. This car was the epitome of what you could do. You take a look here and you see the shocks have reservoirs up top for the oil. It doesn't look like there's any oil left in here. See if the steering servo actually still turns. Feels like it does. Yep, the steering servo still moves. Okay. We've got, I don't know if we've got ball bearings in here. It looks like it. We might have put ball bearings in this car. We've got the antenna right here, so we'll be taking this guy out. It looks like it's doesn't have a crystal in it, so it wouldn't work anyway. I know I have crystals somewhere. You've got, looks like the shocks, the way it works, you've got the springs are separate from the dampers in the back, and in the front they're all one unit. We've got our Rooster reversible speed control. You can see I used fancy twist ties from a garbage bag for my wiring. Not the best, I will admit. So maybe we can clean that up a little bit. I mean, you got the vintage. It says it's an RX 540 VZ Technigold motor. So you got a 540 sport tuned motor, I guess, in there. Let's see if we can get this receiver out of the way and make a little bit of room in here. Taking a look here at what we've got. Let's see if we can unplug these guys. Come out. Yep. Okay, so get him out of there. So yeah, it looks like we had a Futaba FPR102GF as our receiver back in the day. This guy. It looks like your crystal would have gone right in there. We have crystals somewhere, but we're not even trying to get him running. We're gonna put a a modern radio in there. If you take a look here, let's get rid of some of these twist ties. These wires are all over the place. I guess this was my idea of cable management back in the day. Maybe we can actually shorten some of these guys. All right, so we've got these guys out of the way here. Now, if you take a look, it looks like a motor. There's a hinge for a brace here to hold the motor, and you can pull this pin out, and you can lift that guy up and then get right at the motor. You've got a diff here. You've got a diff back here. The battery would slide right in. Luckily, I do have a newer battery, so the question is it going to fit, or are we going to have to make adjustments to get him in there? So let's see if this guy, nope, he fits in there pretty much perfectly, so we'll be able to charge him up and see if we can get this car running. I think once we swap out the receiver, open up the diffs, make sure there's enough grease in there, check everything, you know, it still looks like the servo is moving. So that's good. We've got the servo moving. Let's get rid of all these twist ties here. I understand why I use twist ties, but I think we could do a little bit better. Maybe we can use some mini zip ties this time and keep it all going nice and easy there without having to resort to these really ugly garbage twist ties. So there we go. That is the car. It looks like it is in good enough condition that we are going to get it to run. It looks like maybe there's a little bit of schmutz there. Something kind of leaked there. We're going to have to take it apart, clean it up. I mean, at least everything's moving, and you know, we've got these guys going up and down. Oh, I do see something broken. Okay. So if we look here, we've got a broken rear carrier. So we're going to have to get a new part for that. That rear carrier is broken there, so that's not going to work. He's broken. So we're going to have to replace that part. This one is definitely, it looks like it's cracked. So I have to go online and see if we can get that part and get it running. We'll put a new receiver in here. But in looking at it, that seems to be, at a first glance, the only part that's actually broken on this car. So not too bad. It's in pretty good condition underneath. The bottom plate is not too scratched up. But this guy, if you can see right here, he is definitely broken. So we are going to have to pick up a new one of these. God knows how hard that's going to be to find or how much it's going to cost. But without him, we are not going to be able to get this guy up and running. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Just a bit of an unboxing of this Tamiya Porsche 959. Look for a future video where we take apart, we take it all apart, we clean it up, we get the parts, and we get it into running condition. Unfortunately, with that broken part, I don't want to go through the process of trying to get it up and running today without all the parts to do it, since we're going to take it apart. So we're going to take it apart in another video, clean it up, you know, make sure it's running, get it going, take it outside, bash it around, and see how this vintage four-wheel drive, shaft-driven rally car holds up against, you know, our more modern RC cars. I think it's going to do awesome. So again, thanks for watching. Please like this video so we can keep making content every week. Make sure you subscribe so when we get the parts for this car, you can watch the video where we put it back together, we get it running, and we get it going. If you've watched our other videos, you'll know that my wife and I are a little bit at odds with me spending money on these cars. So please, the more you guys like these videos, the more you subscribe, the more I can convince her to let me keep making these things. So thanks for watching. Tune in for the next video when we set up this car. Bye.